Yeah, right, that was nice to have connection lost. But we're back. And I guess my name is part 2. I don't know what happened, it just said that the connection was lost. So there's 2 charges, so we realised so goes the trigger. And as soon as they just get ahead. A Tindex out, I don't know what Tindex. I'm not sure, but trigger. He's going to pull wheel to wheel with his teammate to try and take P3 back. Dammers is also getting involved in this as they go through now. Dammers just take up into P4. And so it goes. He's getting attacked by Jackson, Charlie as well. As Jackson's now off the road, what's happened to him? He's now got P7. Charlie and Dammers and Trigger wheel to wheel. Dammers on the inside. Losing the rear end there. Giving on so it goes a shot. This is brilliant. The 2 out in front goes Sultan and Bonnie still. They hold him strongly because of this. And Bonnie's pressuring Sultan 5 tenths around the gap. And Circus is right behind Dammers, is right behind Trigger. And the Circus is also getting pressured by Charlie, he's getting pressured by his teammate Jackson, who's also getting pressured by Kyle. Because everyone Jackson went for some outrageous move there. And Bunny sets the fastest lap of the race. And Andy Forrest actually takes that fastest lap. As Sultan and Bunny, are these 2 quite close to each other? Yes, they are. 3 tenths is the gap with DRS enabled. As Dammers, he's ahead of Trigger, but with DRS enabled, as that, yeah, I saw that from Dammers, that was 100% a penalty. With DRS enabled, as Bunny's has actually gone for the move on Sultan. Is he actually going to get it done? I don't think he should have done that, because now Sultan's going to have the DRS. Bunny should not have done that. Sultan now has the DRS, and will 100% get that, or get alongside at least. He pulled alongside. And as they break down and does get back through into the lead of the race. Trigger now with a penalty. Jackson right behind his teammate Charlie, but also getting pressured by Kyle. Who does Kyle have wing damage? Do you guys see? Yes, Kyle has a bit of wing damage. Jackson was right behind just who's that wide, that was, and so it goes. And there's still cars battling here. Jackson's looking at his teammate. And he's going to actually make the move there. Is he? Yes, Kyle goes a little bit wide. Charlie's still ahead, or is he? Because Jackson's on his inside. Oh, and there is contact. Tricks round. Almost. It's so many cars in one area. Andy Forrest is now joining this battle. So many cars in one area. Kyle with that wing damages. But now, as Supers and Charlie now battling. Dammers is called up to Bunny's the Sultan, so it's now a 3-way fight for the lead and sets the fastest lap of the race. Sultan with a 3-second penalty. Trigger and Jackson, these 2 are battling. And the Forrest is right behind. These are going to be the top 8 in this race score points. So, that's for the last point position. But overall, it's actually the battle of P4. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars in it. And Charlie may get Anserigos here. And he will get Anserigos because he got the better eggs out of there with DRS open now. And he will take P4 as there's a battle in front. As Bunnies and Dammers, these 2. Bunnies is still ahead as Kyle gets a penalty. Charlie is ahead of Anserigos. Jackson's ahead of Kyle. Incredible stuff here. Andy Forrest has now got ahead of Trigger. Jackson's now ahead of Anserigos. Anserigos is dropping places. As they're wheel to wheel, Anserigos is going to go wide there. And he will keep the position. As Dammers, has he actually got past Bunny this time? Yes, he has. So Dammers up into P2 for the Prime team. And so it goes still right behind Jackson, who's now dropped a bit back from Charlie. And Ahsoka's actually going to go for it into the final corner. and pushes Jackson wide, but overall I think that was alright. Yes, that was a bit of a dangerous rejoin there from Jackson. Kyle had to squirm out the way. Charlie was the fastest lap of the race. Try and catch up to the top three. It's Kyle. He's won both sprint races so far this season, as I'm so big gets penalty. He's currently P7, Kyle, so I don't think he's going to get a third sprint race win. But you never know. Anything could happen as Jackson goes a bit deep. That's going to give Kyle a bit of an opportunity, maybe. No, it doesn't in the end, but Kyle doing a decent job. Still in the points. And we're right behind Jackson. He's right behind and so it goes though. And actually could get and so it goes. And you think he will he or will he not? Switch to broadcast view and he's going to go down the inside. And he will make that move stick. Good stuff there from Jackson. Bunny has dropped way back from Dammers, who is now Tim's left the session. He's already out. A purple Ant-Man into the pits. So yeah, Dammers. He's right behind Sultan for the lead of this race. As there is a spin, and so goes out. And he's crashed with Jackson. What has happened here? No one's too close enough to see, but and so it goes, and Jackson and crash and another virtual safety car. It's not a full safety car, only a virtual. But I want to know what has happened there. Has Jackson got wing damage? It doesn't look like it looks like he's escaped without damage. Yeah, it looks like he's escaped without damage. But I'm not sure what happened, but damage is also high enough to move there on Sultan. And that virtual safety, I think, has stopped it. So then, Jackson, he's already caught up to trigger. That must have been the delta that made him catch up to trigger. I'm not sure. We're now migrating hoses because I'm so good as left. I'm not surprised he's left really because he's out. Maybe he's not happy with Jackson. I'm not sure what happened, but we are back to green flag racing, and Dammers is actually going to take the lead of the race. Sultan gets another penalty. Yep, saw that coming. Dammers takes the lead of the race then, but Sultan got a better exit and he's slipstream. Give him a little bump. And he's not going to be able to do it, so Dammers will keep the lead of the race. He gets a better run there, Sultan. Will he go for it? Surely not. There's a bit of contact and he's round. Sultan is around, is he? Yep. And he's very close to Charlie there. So Sultan, yeah, he shouldn't have gone for that, in my opinion. I think that's his fault. It's Jackson and Kyle wheel to wheel. Jackson effectively with and so it goes. He's now fighting through. Andy Forrest is up to P4. When did that come from? So yeah, Kyle and Jackson now wheel to wheel. Kyle on the inside. We'll keep that for now. And he has a DRS, Kyle. Kyle's the one who has the DRS, so I think Kyle has wing damage, of course. He's done well with wing damage. He'll pull back alongside Jackson. And is he going to pull ahead? As Bunny gets a 3-second penalty, he's currently P2. Kyle is back ahead of Jackson. But Charlie is right behind Bunny's for second place. If he gets him soon, he could try and catch up to Dammers. And then Charlie could get a double win. Feature and sprint. He got a bit of oversteer there, but he continues on. With DRS now. Closing and closing and closing on Bunnies. Will pull to the inside line. And will he take the position? Bunny goes a bit deep. Charlie on the outside and takes P2 very nicely indeed. And Jackson is head of car. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. I'm just getting quite excited there. Here, Jackson is ahead of car. There's so much happening in one moment. I cannot keep up with it. So Charlie now ahead of Bunnies, and now if Charlie pushes, he could catch up to Dammers. Let's check penalties. Dammers has a 3 second. Charlie has 2 warnings. Bunnies has a penalty. Andy Forrest 2 warnings. Jackson 2 warnings. Kyle a penalty. Trigger a penalty. Sultan 2 penalties, and I think Condon left, so I think that's everyone basically. Well, some of the warnings could be, that's Charlie getting past I think it's Purple Ant-Man's AI. Because some of the warnings could be a collision warning, because they are, yeah, they're a thing. Especially on the first lap, as Jackson sets the fastest lap of the race, he's on a catch-up mission now. And he's trying to catch up to Andy Forrest as Sultan gets the penalty. He's currently in final point, so he'll keep that final point position. So the gap between Charlie and Dammers is 2.3 seconds. If Charlie pushes, he can catch up. If Dammers has the 3 seconds, Charlie doesn't. So right now Charlie's favourite face is Jackson. And they are going for it. And Jackson gets through. He's on a charge, Jackson now. His next target is Bunnies, who's 3 seconds up the road. Charlie were purple middle sector. I'm really pushing his car, really pushing his gears, really going for this. He wants his double win. And I don't blame him, because a double win is very special. Oh, he gets a bit of snap of oversteer on the exit, and that's cost him a couple tenths. He's down to 2.1 mid-corner, he's now lost like 3 or 4 tenths. That could cost him that. I mean, he's got saved himself 3 seconds. And he'll be fine. As Dammers sets the fastest lap of the race, and Charlie does not respond because of that snap probably. Dammers is also the one pushing, because he's got to get that gap to 3 seconds. As Kyle gets to 3 seconds, I think that's his second penalty for Kyle. So the gap between Charlie and now is 2.3 seconds. Other than that, I don't think there's anything really to look at. Sultan, 9 tenths by Kyle, don't have DRS. Trigger DRS on Sultan though, who managed to get up to P7. Don't know when that happened, but he did get up to P7. He has a few penalties though, Sultan, so I don't think he'll keep it. But the top 2 on the penultimate lap, 2.3 is the gap between Jackson and Bunnies. What are the penalties of those two? You've got Bunnies has got 1 penalty. Jackson's got no penalty, so he could take it cautiously. Jackson, he's on 2 warnings though. One of those actually could be a collision warning, because he had that moment with Ansoa goes, which I don't know what happened. Bunnies just go a bit wide. Jackson's now in his DRS zone. They could get nothing into turn 1, but maybe into turn 8-9. Charlie sets the fastest lap. He's really going for it. Jackson actually takes the fastest lap from him. So I think in quality pace, Charlie has the upper hand in the race pace. I think Jackson does. Well, he's still very tight between the two. Jackson, he's 6 tenths, 5 tenths behind Bunnies. They'll get him into turn 8, I think. Turn 8-9 chicane after the long straight with the DRS. A little snap of oversteer on both of them, I think. And there's another snap of oversteer there from Jackson. Rear tyres look like they're dying. This is the final lap of the race. Charlie, to win this race, has got to take it cautiously. Don't cut any corners, and I'll win this because Dammers has a penalty. Jackson could not get Bunnies. I know he doesn't need to though, because Bunnies has got a penalty. He'll get him anyway, because that was an awful exit from Bunnies. I don't know what happened there, as Trigger gets a penalty, and he's quite close behind Sultan, but not close enough to go for a move. But, so, Charlie looks like he's going to get the double, because Damas has a 3-second penalty. Unless Charlie gets a penalty in this final sector, the final part of the lap, he will win this race. So, Damas now, he rounds the final corner. He will cross the line in first, but on penalties, he won't win it. Damas crosses the line in first, but Charlie crosses the line and takes the double win. Jackson takes P2, it's a virtuously 1-2, and Bunnies is down to P5, Andy Forrest gets P4. Damas keeps the podium. But it's a virtuously 1-2 for both races, and Charlie gets the double. Yeah, he hasn't got a win this season before today, and he's got 2 in both races. Kyle got P6, Trigger got P7, Sultan gets the final point in P8. That was entertaining, I have to say. So, there we go, that is the race over. As we get the final results on stream, as there is your podium. Charlie again, taking the top step and taking the winner's trophy. A double win. It's not that common you see a double win, but Charlie pulled it off. So well done Charlie, well done Jackson as well for 2 P2s. A double virtuosi 1-2. And Charlie, so yeah, there's 2. Kyle of course got the podium in the feature race, so that was good for him. And overall, it is Charlie who takes the full top points. Damas takes the 3rd most points. And yeah, so that was very entertaining. So yeah, I enjoyed it, and I think everyone watching would have. Charlie and Jackson very close on pace, and yeah, I think it'll be interesting for the future races to see what happens between those 2. So I will end the stream now, I think, as all the races are over, and yep. So yep, see you next time guys, goodbye.